All right, so we're on study guide number 3. I'm going to start with problem number 1. So get a paper ready so you can be doing the work together with me.
Study guide number 3, the one we did at our house?
Yeah. Right. Okay, thank you.
Study guide number 2, though.
Study guide number 3. The one I did collect yesterday. No, number 2 I did not collect. I collected that the very first day. Thank you. It should say number 3. All right, here we go. Number 3, study guide number 3. The first problem should read solve, and then it's y plus 4 over 6 minus y minus 2 over 2 equals 5 over 12. Okay, so let's do this one together. Line down the equal sign, but we can't really start because we have fractions all over the place. That means we need to multiply times the what? Common denominator. So our common denominator is 12. Distribute. This is 12y plus 48 over 6. The denominator stays the same. Distribute. I'll bring down the minus. This is 12y minus 24 over 2 equal, distribute, this is 60 over 12. Let's simplify. 12y divided by 6, that's 2y, plus 48 divided by 6, that's 8. Now, this one, make sure that you remember, notice here we have 2 terms here, and there's a negative in front of it. Do you guys see that? Remember to put a little 1 here, so you remember to distribute the negative 1 into each term before you simplify. So this became what? Negative 12y. Is that correct? And this becomes positive 24. Everybody following? Okay. So that means, I'm going to write it out just so you guys can see it. Negative 12y and positive 24 over 2 equals, this is 5. And the reason I wanted you to see this so that you don't forget to distribute that negative. Let's bring everything else down. The 2y plus 8. What is negative 12y divided by 2? That's negative 6y. 24 divided by 2, that's positive 12 equals 5. We're on study guide number 3. All right, combine like terms. 2y minus 6y becomes negative 4y. And then we got 8 plus 12, that's positive 20. And all that equal to 5. All right, let's solve. We subtract 20 from each side. We got negative 4y equals negative 15. Then at the end, we divide by negative 4, divide by negative 4. And we end up with y equals, bless you, 15 divided by 4. Fits in there 3 times, that's 12. 3, add a 0. 3 times 7, 28. Subtract 2, put a 0. So this is 3.75 or 3 3/4. So 2 key points on this one. The first one, you need to multiply times the common denominator. What is the second key point? Don't forget to do what? Distribute the negative 1. Everybody with me? Okay. Let's go to number 2. Questions, comments on this one? We're good? All right, let's go to number 2. It says solve. And we have solve. 5x plus 2, parentheses, 1 minus x, close parenthesis, equals to 2 times 2x minus 1, close, and solve for x. So let's see. Line down the equal sign. First thing we do is distribute. So therefore, this is 2 minus 2x. I bring down the plus and the 5x equals, distribute. This is 4x minus 2. Oh, yeah, I did that on purpose, see if you're paying attention. Can we combine like terms? Yes, 5 minus 2, that becomes 3x. Bring down the plus 2 equals to 4x minus 2. And we continue. Can we simplify anything else? No. We need to get all variables to one side, so where do I start? Minus 3x, minus 3x. 2 equals x minus 2. Then from there we do what? Add 2, add 2. 4 equals x. Go to number 3. Number 3. Okay, thank you. It says, is everybody okay? What was the question? Okay. It says, Clarissa's saving money to buy a bike. The bike costs $140. She has $80 saved, and each week she adds $15 to her savings. How long will it take her to have enough money to buy the bike? So here we make a table. It's only Clarissa, right? So one line down, one across. I just put C and total. So how much total money does she need to save? 140, okay? And then it says she has saved already how much? So how can we write that here? Plus 80, that is correct. And then let's see her rate. Each week she adds $15 per savings to her savings. Do we know how many weeks she's going to save? So how can we write that? 15x. All right? So therefore, it says how long will it take her to have enough money to buy the bike? So do you guys see the equation here already? Yeah, so actually we can solve it here as it is right there because the line's down. So therefore, subtract 80, subtract 80. We got 15x equals 60. Divide by 15. X equals 4 what? Weeks. And once again, reminder, to any word problem, you need to write your, well, a table, but I'm saying your statement at the end. So the question was, how long will it take her to have enough money to buy the bike? Clarissa will take 4 weeks to buy her bike. 10Q. Pretty simple. All right, let's go to number 4. Number 4. And once again, a reminder. For problems number 4, 5, and 6, those we need to solve using proportions. So make sure as you're solving those, 4, 5, and 6, you remember to write your proportion. That's what dimensional analysis implies. So let's go over those. Let's start with number 4. I'm going to zoom in. It says, use dimensional analysis to convert measurements. Convert $30 to pesos. So here, check this out, guys. In order to save space and paper, look up. On your paper, you can actually, from here, create your proportion. So here's $1, here's pesos. So I'm going to make this side of the proportion, I'm going to make this side just the dollars and this side just the pesos. So what information do they give us? To convert what? $30. So where does that go, on the dollar side or on the peso side? Dollar, so it goes right here, which means on this side we're going to write X. So does everybody see the proportion here? A fraction equal to another fraction. So therefore, and here's the equal sign right here, which means we're going to cross multiply. This is 1x equals 30 times 1650. So we do 1650 times 30. So 0, 0, 15. We got 1, 18 plus 1, that's 19. 3 plus 1, that's 4. 2 decimal places. So it's 495 pesos. Very simple. Let's go to number 5. Number 5 is very similar to this one, like we said. It says, the scale on the map of California shows that 1 inch represents 25 miles. 1 inch, oh, 1 inch equals 25 miles. Do you see how we can make our proportion here already? Yeah, you put a bar here, fraction bar. And then it says, the actual distance from the Imperial to downtown San Diego is 125 miles. So what is the given information? 125 miles. Which side does it go? On the inch side or on the mile side? Mile, so you write 125. Therefore, what goes here? X. Let's cross multiply. So this is 25x equals 125, and we solve, yes? So therefore, divide by 25, divide by 25, x equals 5. 5 what? Inches. 5 inches. So here, is this a word problem? Yes. Look at the question. On the map, how many inches apart are the two cities? So let's write our statement. The two cities are 5 inches apart on the map. 10Q. Go to problem number 6. What? I'm sorry? Yeah. Me too. All right, here we go. It says, use proportions to solve the problem. Look up, please. It says, a building that is 100 meters tall, so here we're going to put tall, 100, cast a shadow of 10 meters long. So let's create a proportion here. Let's see what's the given information. At the same time, a tree casts a shadow of 2 meters. Where do we put that 2? on the shadow side, so it goes here. So that means we put x right here, and let's cross multiply. This becomes 10x equals 200, and we solve. Divide by 10, divide by 10. X equals what? 20 what? Meters. So, it says, how tall is the tree? So let's answer the question. The tree is 20 meters tall. 10 cubed. Problem number 7. Let me zoom in. It says solve the inequality. So line down the inequality symbol. Now, I know some of you or most of you already finished it, but let's do this together on a blank sheet of paper so you can get extra practice. So here we distribute. So we have 2w minus 16 plus 9 greater than or equal to 12 minus 3w minus 4. All right, so let's combine like terms. Let's combine these right here, so we end up with 2w minus 7 greater than or equal to. We can combine these two, so I bring this down, negative 3w plus 8. So far, so good. Get all variables to one side, so where do I start? Minus 3y, so I add 3w, add 3w. We're left with 5w minus 7 greater than or equal to 8. I see some of you not writing. Plus 7 plus 7. 5w equals 15. Greater than or equal to 15. Therefore, divide by 5. W is greater than or equal to 3. Okay. So, when we got to these, remember we did the solution set? Yes? What would be the solution set for this one, Dohio? What would be the solution set? Here, let me help you out. There you go. W such that thank you. Yes, please. Thank you. That was number 7. Let's go to number 8. Number 8. Scroll up. Solve the compound inequality and graph the solution. solve this. What do I do from there, Fernando? Add 10 to everything. We're left with 4 less than 2x less than 8. And then? Divide everything by 2. Therefore, 2 less than x less than 4. Our graph. We got 0. We got 2. We got 4. I'm going to start here. 2 is less than x. So 2 is less than what number that you see right now on the number line? 4. Okay. So therefore, this is an open point. 2 is less than 4 and all these numbers over here. Let's graph the second part. So x is less than 4. It's open point. Anything less than 4 is to the left. And this is a what? And. All right. So solution set for that one. Go here. Solution set. X such that 2 is less than x less than 4. Thank you. Yes? All right, let's go to that was number 8. Let's go to number 9. Number 9. That was funny. All right, let's go to number 9. What's that? Gave out what? All right, here we go. Number 9. What is the second term of the sequence defined by the recursive rule? So they want the second term, yes? So notice here, whenever they start, they want the second term, they start with the first term. And here, what's missing is f of, and let's just read f of 1 equals negative 10. Are we there? So we're going to use this rule. So here we go, f of 2 equals negative 2 times f of 2 minus 1 plus 20. So this is f of 2 equals negative 2 times f of 1 plus 20. And we know what f of 1 is, right? Is negative 10. So that goes here, negative 10. Bring everything else down. F of 2 equals negative 2 times negative 10 plus 20. F of 2 equals positive 20 plus 20. So f of 2 equals 40. We got that? Okay. All right. Now, for the next problem is number 10. Number 10 is going to be similar to that one, but it's going to say the following. So write this down, please. Number 10. Identify if the sequence is arithmetic or geometric. And you're writing this down. Then find the sixth term. Here goes the sequence. Five, comma, negative 10, comma, 20, comma, negative 40, comma. All right, so let's do this one together. So the first thing that we need to figure out is the pattern, yes? So let's think about it. Something's happening from here to here, from here to here, from here to here. What's going on? Times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. Therefore, if it's multiplying, is it an arithmetic or geometric? So if it's a geometric, our formula for the geometric is f of n equals r times f of n minus 1. You guys remember that? Okay. So we need to find which term? 6. But we're missing which one? The 5th. That means we need to first find the 5th term. So we got our first term, got our second, third, our fourth. So now we need to find the 5th term. To find the 5th term, we need to start with the previous one, which is which term? So then we go f of 4 equals negative 40. So then we write our formula, f of, and instead of n, now it's going to be which term? 5 equals r. What is r? So our r is negative 2. Negative 2 times f of 5 minus 1. F of 5 equals negative 2 times f of 4. F of 5 equals negative 2 times f of 4 is what, everyone? It's negative 40. We started with that here, so that goes here. Negative 40. Therefore, f of 5 equals 80. So now that we have our 5th term, can we find our 6th term? Okay, you find the 6th term, please. You know what to do from there? Go. Okay, let's see. We need to find the 6th term. Tell me what to write, please. Fernando, what is the first thing I write? No. We already have the formula. What is it? F, no. F of 5 equals 80, okay? F of 6, negative 2 times and so we got that. That is correct. So once again, when you get to number 10, it's not going to say what the study guide says. It's going to say this. Does everybody understand? So for number 10, I'm going to replace the one that you have in the study guide with this one, which is identify if it's an arithmetic or geometric sequence. Now, just for the purpose to make sure that we understand what an arithmetic sequence is, let me give you an example of what that is. This is 10Q. Write this pattern down. 50, comma, 43, comma, okay, 36, comma, 29. And it's the same instructions. So what is the first thing that we need to do? Look for the pattern. So what's happening from here to here? We're subtracting 7. If we're subtracting 7, what kind of sequence is this? arithmetic. So therefore, the formula for that one is what? F of n equals f of n minus 1 plus d for the difference. This is the, remember that the difference is either addition or subtraction, and this is known as our letter D. Yes? Over here, this was the common ratio. That's why it's called the letter R for multiplication or division. And the rest of it, you should know what to do for the sixth term, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. That means we need to first find the fifth term, yes? And where do we start? The fourth term. So we do f of 4 equals 29. And then we write f of 5 equals f of 5 minus 1 minus 7, or plus negative 7, yes? And you know what to do for the rest? All right. Questions, comments on arithmetic or geometric sequences? No? Okay, let's go to number 11. Number 11. It says, a cup is filled with 115 milliliters of water every second. 5 milliliters of water are poured out of the cup. All right, so a cup total. So a cup is filled with how much? So it has right now plus 115, yes? And what is the rate? Every second, 5 milliliters of water are poured out. What does poured out mean? Subtraction or negative. So this is negative 5, and for seconds, do we use S or X? Do we just X? X. All right. But check this out. It says here, write a function that shows the amount of water in a cup for t seconds. So instead of X, what was it? T. So if this is a function, what would I write, everyone? F of t equals negative 5t plus 115. So that goes right here. F of t equals negative 5t plus 115. How long will it take for the cup to be empty? So therefore, check this out. Here goes this equation, look up. To be empty, that means that this needs to be equal to what? 0. So this is 0 equals negative 5t plus 115. So let's find out when it becomes 0. So minus 115 minus 115. We're left with negative 115 equals negative 5t. Divide by negative 5, divide by negative 5. Negative divided by negative is a positive, so this fits in there how many times? 23, Michael Jordan. And this is seconds. Now, since this was a word problem, what do we need? A statement right here. It takes 23 seconds to empty the cup. 10Q. Number 12. Let me zoom in. What's that?
That was just so hard. Why is it so hard? I don't need your one.
It says, sketch a graph to match Rosa's situation. Rosa took the bus to school, attended class, and took the bus back. So we start at 0. And once again, 0 is when she's at home. Away from home is up here. Same thing. 0 time expired and time expired going this way. So Rosa took the bus. Do we go slow in a slope like this, or do we go a quick slope up?
You go fast.
Quick slope up. There it is. Then attended classes. What do I do from there? Straight line.
No. She doesn't move. She just wastes time.
Oh, she at school? Really? Wow. So it goes horizontal, and then from there,
It goes down. It goes down. In the same degree it went down. It goes down.
in the inverse degree, right? All right. So it should look symmetrical, yes? All right, let's move on. Number 13. 13. It says, well, it says, graph the function x plus y equals 6. And I said, when you get to this one, solve this equation for y because it's easier to substitute the values for x. So then minus x, therefore our equation is y equals negative x plus 6. And if we get our table is x, y. My domain is negative 1, 0, and 1. Yes, boss. Yeah. Here, fill this in. All right, so we substitute those values in here, which means y equals negative parentheses plus 6. What's my first value? Negative 1, so it goes in here. Negative 1 times negative, that's a positive 1 plus 6, that's 7. If I substitute 0 in here, we're left with 6. If I substitute 1 in here, we're left with 5. So, let's plot those points. We got negative 1, 7, 0, 6, 1, 5. Now, it says here, why do you not connect the points on the graph? So, what they're implying here, look up please, even though they gave us a domain from negative 1, 0, and 1, they're still missing numbers in between each of those points on the x-axis. Is that correct? What numbers are missing? Talk it over with your neighbor. What numbers are missing from there to there? So let me illustrate like this to make sure that we understand what we're talking about. Look up, please. If I was to say, I want you to sketch a line that's going to cover the domain from negative 3 all the way to 3. Okay? But I want it so that all the points are included. That means I'm going to go from here to here, and I'm going to sketch my line segment up to right there. Now, why am I including all these? Because it's including all the decimals and fractions that are in between. Are we there so far? However, if I say this, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, and 3, therefore, I no longer do this. I do this. Talk to your neighbor why we don't connect those. Everybody got it?
I think we all could.
So basically, it says, why do you not connect those points? Go ahead, Chris B. So it's not counting decimals and fractions. Does everybody understand that? Okay.
But why is it not counting decimals and fractions?
Because that's the domain that they give us. They give us -1, 0, and 1. Yes? All right, let's go to number 14. It says, for the function, and by the way, this one is written incorrectly. This should say for the relation. Same thing for these. Relation. No, I'll change it. For the relation 6, -5, 6, -1, 2, 1, -5, 7. State the domain. So the domain is all these. I'm going to write them in order from least to greatest. -5, 2, 6. You do not write repeats, right?
No.
Okay. So for the range, what's our range? -5, -1, 1, and 7. All right. And then the last question, it says, is a relation a function? So how can we check? Talk it over with your neighbor. How can you check to see if that relation is a function? Why? No. No, it's because sometimes you sit next to people that they talk to someone else. All right, let's see. How can we check to see if this relation is a function? Dallas. What? Okay, guys, that's the second time. Just letting you know. So what is it?
I'm looking at the thing.
Okay, when we don't have a graph and they give us a set of points, we need to check where the x repeat. Do the x values repeat? Yes. Which means that the y values should be the same. Is this y value the same as this one? No. No. If they're not the same, therefore it's not a function. Okay? Here we go. It says, Raul wrote the sequence 100, 160, 220, 280. Logan, stop that. So, it says, find the next 3 terms in the sequence. So, first of all, what's happening from here to here and here and here? They're adding 60. So if they're adding 60, this is an arithmetic sequence, which means the 60 becomes our letter D for the difference, right? So in that sense, we can actually get the other ones just by adding 60. So the next one is what? 340. The next one is 400, and the next one is 460. So this is 340, 400, and 460. But then it says, write an explicit rule. Don't worry about explicit rule. I want you to write the recursive rule. And if it's in arithmetic, remember that it's f of n equals f of n minus 1 plus d. However, it says write a recursive rule for the sequence, which means we need to use what? the D, which is the plus 60. So this becomes f of n equals f of n minus 1 plus 60. This is the actual rule. Now, FYI, just in case you forgot, in case they give you a sequence that is a geometric sequence, let me remind you the formula. For example, look up, please. Let's say I gave you the sequence 10, comma, negative 20, comma, 40, comma, negative 80. And they ask the same thing, right? Well, what's happening from here to here and there? Times negative 2. If it's multiplying, therefore this is the ratio, common ratio. If it's multiplying, it's a geometric sequence. If it's a geometric sequence, then that means our formula is a little bit different. It's f of n equals r times f of n minus 1. Very similar, except for this one. This one we add or subtract anything to the end, and this one we multiply or divide anything in the beginning. Did you ever see the difference? Okay. Just to let you know, once again, reminder, this is going to be similar to number 10. Number 10 on your study guide, I'm replacing the explicit rule with one of these, similar. Okay? All right, let's go to number 16. 16. Let me zoom in. It says, what are the x and y-intercepts of the line graph below? So let me zoom in a little bit more so that you can see from back there. So, the x-intercept, I want it in coordinate form. So what is our x-intercept? It's 6, 0. Our y-intercept is right here. What is the y? 2. The y is 2. But what is x? 0. And that's how I need it written. That's it. That's all they're asking for. Well, what does it say? It says, what are the x and y intercepts of the line graph below? All you have to do is identify and write them as a coordinate. Let's go to that was number 16. Go to 17. Maria joins a fitness club that has an initial fee of $225 plus a monthly fee of $10. Raul's club charges $135 initial fee plus $30 per month. In how many months will the clubs cost the same? So for this one, how many different people are they talking about? 2. So you draw 2 lines down, one across. You label the first one for Maria. I'm just going to label M. The second one for Raul, the letter R. And right here, the total. So, for Maria, it says, she joins a fitness club that has an initial fee of $225. So right away, it's plus $225. What is her rate? Monthly fee of how much? But since we don't know how many months, what do we write? 10x. Okay? Let's go to Raul's. Raul's club charges $135, so we write plus $135. And the rate for that club is $30 per month, so we write what? 30x. So then here's the key for where we have the total over here. It says, in how many months will the clubs cost the same? That means this club, the same as this club. How do we write that? 10x plus 225 equals 30x plus 135. And then we solve. Where do we start? Minus 10x minus 10x. we're left with 225 equals 20x plus 135. Subtract 135, subtract 135. We have 135, take away from 225, that leaves us with 90 equals 20x. Then at the end we divide by 20, divide by 20. What do we get? 4.5 equals x. So question. It says, in how many months will the clubs cost the same? Okay, let me ask you a question. Is this a reasonable answer? Let's think about it. Because it says they charge a monthly fee. Do they charge for half a month?
No.
So will they ever cost the same? Let's try 5 months. Let's see. Hold on. 5 and 5. Let's see. This is 50 plus 225. That's 275. This is 150 plus 135. That's 285. Nope. If we substitute 4, less than that, it's still not going to be the same. So what do you guys say? Exactly. They will never cost the same. Does that make sense? Yeah, because we cannot pay halfways or whatever the case. Okay, they charge by the month. So be careful with those. Okay? That was number what? Number 17. Let's go to number 18. Number 18. It says, find the slope of the line that goes through negative 2, 7 and negative 5, 7. So first things first, we need to write our formula. M equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. And we label these x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. So, let's substitute values in here. Joseph, focus. So, y sub 2, x sub 2. Y sub 2 is negative 7. X sub 2 is negative 5. Y sub 1 is 7. X sub 1 is negative 2. Bless you. So this becomes negative 14 over negative times a negative, positive. So this is negative 3. So my slope is 14 over 3. I don't want it in mixed number. I don't want it in fraction, in decimal. It has to be in fraction form. Okay? 19, it says, write an equation in slope-intercept form for the line that has a slope of negative 1 and passes through 0.85. Let me zoom out a little bit. So I'm going to do 19. I'm going to do it on this side. So, first things first. It says, write an equation in what form? Slope-intercept form. That looks like this. Y equals mx plus b. So what information do we need? We need our slope, and we need our y-intercept. Do they give us the slope? Yes, what is the slope? So we write that in here. And do they give us b? Let's see what it looks like just with the slope. Y equals negative 1x plus b. We still need to solve for b. But they don't give us b. What else do they give us? They give us an x value and a y value. We substitute those in here. This is 5 and this is 8. Bring everything else down. Negative 1 times 8 plus b. This becomes 5 equals negative 8 plus b. Let's solve for b. So I add 8, 13 equals b. So now, can I write my equation with that information? Yes. So therefore, over here to the side, I write y equals m. We know it's negative 1x. We know what b is. 13 plus 13. And this is in slope-intercept form. Are we there so far? All right. Number 20 is very similar. Very, very similar. So similar to the fact that the only thing that they don't give us is the slope, but instead of writing in slope-intercept form, they want it in standard form. So, but the first thing, instead of writing in standard forms, we need to write first this form before we change it, right? So we write y equals mx plus b, because we need an equation first, right? So what information, once again, do we need? We need the slope, and we need the y-intercept. So for the slope, how do we get the slope of a line if they give us 2 points? We write m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. We label this x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. So let me substitute values. This becomes 8 and 1. This is 1 and 8. Therefore, this is 7 over negative 7, which becomes m equals negative 1 over 1. For the purpose of substituting into the equation, I'm just going to leave it as negative 1. So this becomes y equals negative 1x plus b. What do we need to solve for now? B. So which point do you want to use to substitute x and y? 8 and 1 or 1 and 8? 1 and 8? Okay, so this is 8. This is 1. This becomes 8 equals negative 1 plus b. Add 1, 9 equals b. Let's write our equation. Y equals what? Negative 1x plus 9. But look, this is the last step. What do we need to do to make it in standard form? Get the x to the other side with the y. So how do I do that? Plus x plus x. This is x plus y equals 9. So I'm going to upload the video numbers 1 through 20 tonight so you can have it available over the weekend, okay? And I'm going to try and record number 21 through 40 on Saturday Academy. Have a good one, guys. Your home play. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.